Hey, what's up, AJT Jungle? I am uploading the class we just finished on risk management. I am uploading it as we speak, but we're gonna go ahead and do a quick recap before I get on the road. Well, since UPS is here, we'll talk about it first. Um, what I was looking at on UPS, I know every time you have a stock that has earnings early, it's gone down. You know it's going to open on short sale restriction, but you know it has a tendency of just bleeding off all day. And that's what I was talking about when we got in this trade. All right, so I got in it. Here's a 5 minute opening range low. We got in it. It held the linear regression channel. Okay, it held the LRC. It bounced a little bit, and this is typically what happens if it holds. There's no way of knowing whether you're going to hold the LRC or not. But this is kind of an all-day hold, so my thought was, or the plan was, to get in, and as long as we didn't lose the 5 minute opening range high up here, this trade is still in play. You just don't know how far this thing can sell. To me, it could have sold all the way down to 120. But, and it still may get there today. But I put my first target at 125 just so I can, kind of make sure I lock in some profit here. But this is an all-day hold. This is not something I'm looking to trade on momentum because of how much this stock sold off on the earnings announcement. So I still think we're going to make a decent profit here. So almost to 125. So eventually we'll get there. It just takes a long time to get there. Stocks that are on SSR do not just wash out. So not where, oh, there we go. We got filled. So that's our first target. Second target will be around 122.50, 123. And final target is 120. All right, the other trade we took today was CRWD. And we lost. Okay, this is an aggressive entry. Okay, this is an aggressive entry. So I waited. Once it took out the pre-market low here, which was right here, I got short. We got to the first target. I was looking for it to wash down to around 255. It didn't, so had to take it off at break even. And you can see we kind of recovered, and you could have gotten a base hit on this before it stopped you out at break even, but it's just too choppy right now. You can see the volume is kind of light on it, so it's going to make it harder to trade. But I locked in the profit that I could get when I got it, and then we moved on. So Tesla was the only one Tesla is the only one that I had an issue with. I tried to do an aggressive entry on it. It didn't work. So I had to, bail out of it. It did try to come back up toward, my entry. And then it started to sell. So once we kind of established under this 250.49 level, I did get in a little bit early. I probably should have waited for it to come back and take this out, but I didn't. I got in on the break looking to be a little bit aggressive. We did get the bounce, but it sold back off. Got our first target, came down, got the second target, and still have some shares left waiting on the last target. So after one, tough trade, we've had 3 really good trades, and I'm pretty pleased with it. But one of the message from today, and I want to reiterate this, and it happens to a lot of us, and we talked about it here in this class that we just had. One of the triggers, it's good to have risk management. A lot of us, it takes us a while to get it. We get it down. We start trading. We go on this nice streak where we're making money every day. We're not taking any losses. And then the one time we get 2 or 3 losses in a row, we've managed our losses. So what we're negative is manageable, but we look at it and say, hey, all I need is one winning trade and I can make it back. So then you start looking at trades that you really normally wouldn't look at, trying to squeeze this in and squeeze that in so that you can get back to where you were. But before you know it, you're in this trance, and the next thing you know, you've given back all the money that you made in the last week or 2. And you don't know what happened. And what happened is you got triggered. And you know these triggers. You should know these triggers. And you should know them well. Okay, you should know them well. And if you don't, then this is going to continue to happen. If you don't address it, it's going to continue to happen. So I know what triggers me. That's why I walk away. I'm trying to set the example. You know how that goes. All right, so that wraps it up for us today. Great job, Miguel. Keep that laser focus. Great job. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up. Had some pretty good trades today, but one little hiccup, but that's fine. We overcame that. Remember, if you don't know what your triggers are, make sure you identify them. And believe me, if you think about it, you know. You know when you get pissed off. You know when you get pissed off. So we need to work on those. So you guys have a great rest of the day. Tesla is reporting earnings today. Google, I think, is reporting earnings. Tesla has not been a good earnings trader for me in the last couple of sessions. I've never traded Google on earnings, so I'm not overly thrilled about earnings today. So we'll see how, I'll kind of watch it, see what happens, and see where we can go from there. Gotta change my stop. All right, so we will see you on the other side.